Does your dear go bad?
No. Nice dig.
I thought you said your dog did not bite.
That is not my dog.
Good morning everyone, my name is Alan and this is MotorHome Beep Beep, and today we've come to see the final resting place of Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers, phenomenally well known actor and comedian, and well, that's a very nice statue, you see, lovely. And I'm at Golders Green Crematorium. Peter Sellers died very young. I mean, he was ridiculously young, 40 years old, but the thing was that he was a very controversial character because in real life, his life was a bit of a turmoil. I mean, he was married 4 times. The second time was Britt Ekland. He met her when she was only 21 years old and he was 17 years older than her. Just going to show you Golders Green over there, look. That's the actual crematorium bit and all the plaques, but we're heading this direction because he's in the right hand corner somewhere. So, yeah, basically he was staying in the Dorchester. He had the main suite, the best suite in the Dorchester, and Britt Ekland was doing a modelling thing in the basement at the Dorchester. So he beckoned for her to come to his room. She'd never heard of him, you know, she didn't know him from Adam. She was from Sweden, she was 21 years old, and he basically wooed her. She said he got his valet to bring the Rolls Royce round, or what, I think it was a Rolls Royce, but his posh car round. And he took her to the Odeon Cinema in Leicester Square, and there they were showing the Pink Panther movie. So of course she didn't know him, but then she did know him. But they went back to the hotel. This is what she said anyway. And he gave her some sort of, I don't know, some stimulants, some drugs. But she kept her pride, if you know what I mean. But there it was. He controlled her life, you know. He was a very controlling person and a very mixed up person. I mean, his own family, he was very estranged from his sons and things like that. So he was a very difficult person in real life. A lot of people said he was fantastic at comedy, and he said himself because there was nobody else inside. Take away the roles and there was no Peter Sellers. He actually commented on that, you know. So maybe that was true. His name Peter came from the fact that when he was born, he was one of twins, and the other one was stillborn. So the mother gave Peter, that was stillborn, onto him, and he always felt like he was a bit of an imposter somehow. A very, very mixed up character, really. And he got 2 BAFTAs for the original Pink Panther film and Being There, which I really enjoyed. Being There. It was about a very simple chap who was a gardener, and he came out with great wisdom. So it was sort of like a contradiction, wasn't it? But yeah, it's a great film. I mean, the guy was phenomenally funny. There's no doubt about that. Pink Panther, Inspector Clouseau. What can you say? Unbelievably funny. Tons of scenes in it that were so. I mean, I love the one where he pulls up. He's in an hotel foyer. The guy comes through the revolving door, and he says to the guy, "May I take your coat, sir?" And the guy takes his coat off. He hands it to him, and then he walks out through the revolving door and down the street, and Sellers is just looking at him, you know. I mean, he did say, "Can I take your coat?" didn't he? Classic funny moments, yeah. But in his own personal life, he was very estranged from his own children. When he died, he was trying to get back with them, basically. I think on the day he died, it was with his 4th wife and one of his children. So he was trying, but I don't think it ever happened. Anyway, let's have a look. We're here now. It's this little corner section. Let's go swinging around together so we can find it. I've told it's near the seating area, so there's lots of little plaques here. Of course, his most famous role was the Pink Panther as Inspector Clouseau, but I loved It's All Right, Jack. Have you ever seen that one about the time? It's the unions in. It's all about the unions, and he's the time and motion man. Yeah, very good film, I'm All Right, Jack. And of course, Dr. Strangelove, yeah, won a lot of awards for that.
Somebody told me you have no voice. Time magazine's cover story insisted that there is no Peter Sellers, that you are only a mass of characterizations, and that inside there is no body.
That's true, yes.
How did you react to that?
Well, I didn't react. I just mouthed things. And this is not entirely true. It comes from working for years in radio, Gene.
Master impersonator Peter Sellers was born Richard Henry Sellers on September the 8th, 1925 in Southsea, Hampshire, England. His parents Agnes, Peg and Bill Sellers called him Peter in memory of his stillborn older brother. Sellers' parents were vaudeville entertainers, and at 2 days old, Sellers was carried onto the stage at the King's Theatre. He spent his childhood travelling in the vaudeville circuit, where he gained a fondness for entertaining and a desire to succeed beyond the realm of vaudeville. The comic made a telephone call to Roy Spears, producer of the BBC radio programme Showtime. Sellers posed as a popular radio star and recommended himself to Spear. The producer, impressed with Sellers' acting, gave him a spot on the air. Following his initial appearance on the show, Sellers became a sought-after radio personality. By the time the Goon Show was cancelled in January 1960, Sellers had earned the exposure necessary to begin a career in film. After appearing in several British pictures, Sellers achieved success in the USA with The Mouse That Rode 1959. In 1960, he received international attention for his role in the film Millionairess, in which he co-starred with Sophie Loren. The incredibly versatile Sellers could slip in and out of character with surprising speed. His genius was displayed throughout his depiction of multiple characters in The Mouse, as well as in several other films. Dr. Strangelove 1964, considered Sellers' best film, earned him an Oscar nomination in 1965. Sellers got his second Oscar nomination for the critically acclaimed film Being There in 1979, which he played a childlike Chance, a gardener mistaken for an economic guru. Sellers' controlled performance was the key to the success of this subtle comedy. Though Sellers was a great success professionally, he did not fare so well in his personal realm. The son of an overprotective, controlling mother, Sellers behaved like a child, throwing tantrums and demanding his wife's individual attention. Sellers married 4 times, to Anne Howe, Britt Eklund, Marina Quarry and Lynn Frederick. He also had 3 children, Michael, Sarah and Victoria. Sellers' wives and children were forced to suffer the effects of living with an obsessive perfectionist whose attention focused mainly on himself and his career. Sellers died of an heart attack on July the 24th, 1980. Displaying his sense of humour, the comic said goodbye with one last joke. At Sellers' request, the song In the Mood was played at his funeral, a tune that he hated. According to his biographer, Roger Lewis, Sellers had told his son Michael that the song was wonderfully inappropriate, hence wonderfully appropriate for a solemn occasion. I'm not going to go any further because there's somebody sat on the phone there, but those are where all the plaques are down there, look. In the far left hand corner there's quite a few well-known ones. Anyway, this is where Peter Sellers is. So, let's find him. I think probably his most famous film, well no it wouldn't be, it's got to be Pink Panther, hasn't it? But Dr. Strangelove, yeah, I mean he played three separate characters and won the awards for that one. Yeah. Nice little corner, let's have a look. Yeah, tempting to do the Pink Panther tune. Okay, let's find him now. He's somewhere near the bench area, it's a little plaque, and that's where his ashes were interred. So I think it's on the left hand side because they're very helpful, the staff. So, if you spot it before me, give me a shout. Nothing so far, there we go. Yep, bingo, we've got it. There we are, lovely. Okay, here we go, let's move in and read the plaque. There we go. To my darling husband, I will always love you. Peter Sellers CBE. The 8th of September 1925 to the 24th of July 1980. Well, Peter, you were a phenomenal comedy actor and actor. I loved your films, especially Pink Panther. Yeah. Look, that's the location if you want to. Got some nice flowers growing around it. Tucked away in the corner. It's nice. Thank you, Peter. Fantastic films. But there's a lesson to be learnt there, isn't there? He died so young because of the abuse of the drugs. He had numerous heart attacks, and I'm sure it weakened him, did all that abuse. So you may be a celebrity, you may be highly successful and have lots of money, but health is wealth, so you'd give all that up in a breath, wouldn't you, for your health? So look after yourself, everybody out there. Take care. From me at Golders Green, Alan, MotorHome Beep Beep. See you again very soon. Bye everyone. Bye.